Hi, I'm Sarah Beth Warren, owner of Aging in Place Transition Services. And here we are in Nashville, Tennessee at the lovely Park Manor community with our client, Mary Neville. Mary may be my longest running client ever due to the fact that she got caught in the middle of the coronavirus quarantine when we first started her move. And I wanted her to tell you a little bit about how she found us, and then we'll talk about how that affected her move.
Well, I went to Thanksgiving dinner at Steve and Jan Davis's house, and Cheryl, whose cousin, was there, and Sarah Beth had just moved her, and she never stopped raving over Sarah Beth. In fact, we asked her to please talk about something else. And at any rate, so we took Sarah Beth's telephone number and we called her, and it's a good thing we did because she's just been delightful, and it's been a really nice move, except for the virus, which delayed things quite a bit.
When we first met, it was in December, and we talked about coming back after my yearly trip to Florida and relaxing a little bit between and getting things ready to go. She was planning to be moved in here in late February, so we started bringing packing materials and our team over there and talking to her about how we were going to do it. And working with Mary, we also worked with one of her dear friends, Paige. Now, both of them are artists, and that made everything so interesting. And Mary is a wonderful artist. We had a lot of wonderful art and a huge studio to go through. And they had been going through the house together. They had very, very well organized as to what was being sold and what was coming with her. And then I worked with her on the floor plan to tweak that a little bit, and then we started with the downsizing, cleaning out and sorting process. Again, they had done a tremendous amount. So how did the coronavirus affect your move?
It was major. I almost don't know where to begin, because I'd planned to be in here by February, and nothing could be done. First of all, we were going to have an auction at the house, or a sale, an estate sale. But the estate sale couldn't be done at the house because of the virus. So we had to find someone who could do it, and we found a gentleman that could do it online, which we knew would be iffy. But then there's so many things that happened. We finally settled with that, but we had to clear the house. The house had been sold, and I had to get out of there. And so the packing, the people, Sarah Beth's people were wonderful.
We had a lot to do to get you set up to begin with, and we'd just gotten a good start on it when we had to shut everything down. So I talked to Mary weekly, and we watched the updates, and the mayor and the governor and everybody else, and we talked about what we could do next. She was lucky that she had a caregiver with her who'd been with her for over a year, so she was still able to be there. And when they finally allowed us to start back in, we went over and had a long talk about what the changes were going to be. So a lot of discussion about all the protocols we would have to observe, as well as social distancing. So in the first weeks, we were in the same room with Mary and having a good time and talking, and then it changed drastically, and of course we had to do things quite differently. So I thought the move went really well. I wanted to talk a little bit about how she interacted with the team, because she had a really good time with the team, and we limited the number of people that were there and kept the same team with her after we initially went back in to start again.
Yes, and the team was wonderful. I mean, I feel like they're part of the family now. And I think I'll be keeping in touch with them from now on. And they were patient and quick and very careful with everything they handled.
And on
they
this
were
end,
nice to have around.
And on this end, when we did the move-in, she was able to stay with Peach overnight for 2 nights while we got the initial unpack done. Then came in and worked with us again at social distance in a smaller space, which was her apartment here, to get a lot of things unpacked. So we were getting close to being finished, and then Mary fell.
I fell. And I ended up in the hospital and in rehab, and that was another
6 weeks.
month and a half.
Yeah. 6
about.
weeks.
And so at any rate, then I came back and I had to go through, what do they call
Physical therapy.
it? Well,
And, here you were quarantined again.
quarantined again. I was quarantined, of course, all the time. Every time I moved, I was quarantined. And so I can't even tell you how many quarantines there were. I've lost track. But at any rate, we finally got in, and they were wonderful. They unpacked things and hung them where they were supposed to be, and then they were thrown out again because they were contagious, perhaps.
No, we weren't.
And
They
I
still
can-
have protocols for phase 2 in place here, and once you have done the movie, and you're not allowed to come back. So this October 1st was the first day that they started phase 3, allowing more visitors, and we're not considered family, so we had to get permission to come in and do this, which we're outside in this lovely space. And I just want to say, this is the first time I've seen Mary since her move-in, and she looks great, and she's her usual self, so I'm so glad to see that. The girls that worked with her have stayed in touch with her. We've all been answering her questions if she was looking for something. And she told me today that the maintenance crew here had been starting to hang some of her art and things, which is going to finish the space because that's what was left.
Yes.
But we enjoyed so much working with you, and are so sorry we can't just come visit all the time
I
right
know
now.
it.
But soon we hope to be here.
Well, I highly recommend Sarah Beth and her outfit. Everybody that was there was helpful and pleasant, and just in general, the whole thing went remarkably smoothly considering what we had to go through to do it. And they were very patient, and I was trying to be patient. At any rate, we cleared the house.
The house is cleared. The estate sale went really well. He sold her entire catalog of art, which was wonderful. And the only thing Mary has to go through now is the multitude of lamps that she brought, that she could not decide what she wanted, but slowly but surely she's figuring out which lamp she wants where, and then those will then go out to donations. So thank you so much for meeting with us, and I'm so glad you're doing well.
Well, thank you, and it was a pleasure to work with you all along the way.
Thank
You
you.
were very patient with me.
Thank you.